Hello to those listening. This is an orator here with the freest of speech. And this time, I would like to talk about why feminism needs to win and people need to stop fighting it. Now, I say this because anyone who knows anything about feminism knows that it's pretty much just about having power. It's about the people who have learned to profit from it just want more power so they can look down on people or whatever shenanigans they want to engage in. But the thing is, people as a group need to stop fighting them. We need to let them win. And the reason we need to let them win is because if you look throughout history, whenever you see any person or group or organization whose sole goal is to have power, it always ends badly. And that's why we need to just people need to stop fighting them as a whole. Just let them get what they want. Let them pass the laws that says a man talking to a woman is criminal. That's awesome. All we'll do is train men to not talk to women, which means instead of men being the pursuers, women get to be the pursuers. And because they're the pursuers and because the way things will be set up, it'll be a much difficult task for them. See, as a man, if you display social status amongst the people around you, you can pull some women. If you're a man and you display that you have lots of resources at your disposal, you can pull some women. But when we reverse the roles, and because the way things will be set up, women will have to prove to a man that he can trust you completely. Now, that's a heck of a big gap to go through from just I'm the best guy around or I have the most resources and the guys around. Then now you need to prove to me that I can trust you with my life because the way the laws are set up. And beyond that, men get to actually face less rejection because women have to become the pursuers in this system. Then women get to face a lot more rejection. Now, as a guy, that'll be pretty freaking sweet. It's a lot less work. My laziness says thumbs up. So I'm cool with that. And beyond that, we say men as a whole will lose out on some things. But the thing is, it's not as if men are really getting something. Even if you take something like breast cancer, which men can get, but the majority of the people with it are women, it gets way more money than prostate cancer, which is something that women can't get at all. So even in this system, it's not as if what they're gonna do, give them more money and take less away from the men. It's not gonna happen. They're barely getting anything to begin with. What we gonna do? Get rid of Father's Day? What the hell? Ask anybody who's a father. What do you really, really get that's so awesome and off this world? Not much. See, the thing is, because we've been under this model of existence for so long, especially in the Western world, it's giving them the power to just make everything suck more for men. Really, it's not going to be a big change because It's not really that much to do. Because once you put the laws in place that says stuff like men can't talk to women and everything is goddamn rape and blah 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 blah, all men are going to do is just start inherently rejecting women, which again forces them into a different role. And not to mention, because men will become disillusioned with society, they'll just give up on society as a whole. And the thing about this is, men occupy the jobs in any culture that a slave would have. You see, most people look at the governments or a country and look and just say, "Oh, the politicians run, make the country run." No, it's just those people, it's those garbage men, those sewer workers, those power grid workers, the water grid workers, the farmers. It is all these little bits and pieces that are a part of the system that makes everything function, that makes the society go. And there's no law that they could pass to force the men back into those positions because these jobs I'm talking about are dominated by men. And if men say society's not worth risking my bacon for or getting sick over and all the other fun stuff, they'll just leave it be. And here's the thing, women ain't just gonna rush into those jobs because if they wanted those jobs, they can have them now. There's nothing stopping them. And this is why I'm saying, in conclusion, that we need to stop fighting feminism. Let it win. Because when society changes over and it puts women in those beautiful positions of now you need to go into a sewer and you need to make the power grid work, and now if you want to get yourself a husband you have to go out there and find a guy and maybe get rejected a bunch of times, and then when you find a guy who wants to give you a time today, you need to prove to this guy unequivocally that he can trust you with his very existence. Yeah, women are going to sit there and be pissed the fuck off about this. They're not going to want this. They're not going to like it. All feminists will do is take away women's privileged positions, and I am all for that. Again, my laziness gives us a thumbs up. Women as a whole will give it a thumbs down. And this was an oratory that frees the speech.